following is a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network.
Kicks and finds Thompson for two.
Let's head up to the broadcast booth for the pregame show right now on Magnitude Sports.
And hello and good evening and welcome in to Glyndon, Minnesota. I'm Jason Groff with Robert Williams as it's homecoming tonight. The Dilworth Glyndon Felton Rebels get ready to take on the Park Rapids area Panthers in tonight's contest here. And the Rebels coming in 4-0 and rolling of late with a 22-12 victory over East Grand Forks. Prior to that, they disposed of Perham 35-20. And then on the other side of things, Park Rapids area has kind of been struggling a little bit, coming off a tough 50-0 defeat to Pequot Lakes and a 34-7 loss to East Grand Forks with a record of 0-4 overall.
Little David versus Goliath tonight. I mean, not much to say. We know what we're going to see from DGF. It's going to be the Jordan Summers show. And then Park Rapids, you know, like we've said in the many times that we've covered them, they give themselves opportunities. What you just want to see from them is take advantage of some of those. That would be a success right there.
On the ground, we talked about it. The last time we did a DGF game, it was a 35-20 victory over the Yellow Jackets. Jordan Summers ran for, I believe it was 335 in that contest. Overall on the year, he has ran for 913 yards on 127 carries, 12 touchdowns. He's averaging 228 yards per game.
That's just stupid. No one's stopping him is all that says.
Summers, the stud at running back, and then you have Owen Leach at quarterback. Hasn't had to pass as much. He's thrown one touchdown, 4 interceptions, just averaging 34.8 yards per game at quarterback. So expect to see a lot of Jordan Summers from DGF. On the other side of things, the Park Rapids area Panthers really want to try to get that running game going with Noah Morris at quarterback as well as Jalen Whalen. Morris has 141 yards. Whalen has 287 yards on the ground. They have their only rushing touchdowns. Morris has 2. Whalen has 1. And if you're Park Rapids tonight, you know what you're going to see a lot of Jordan Summers. So defensively, stack the box as much as you possibly can and try to slow down Summers.
The way he's running, you might as well put all 11 in there.
Should be an interesting one. We'll come back, take a time out here at Rebel Stadium as the Rebels and the Panthers are coming up here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Did you know that healthy people make healthy communities? It's true. Choosing not to drink alcohol, not to vape, not to smoke, and making the choice to not use drugs are 4 of the best life choices you can make today. Did you also know that over half of your peers are not drinking, vaping, smoking, and are also choosing against drugs? If you are struggling with any of these choices, have a talk with a parent or trusted school staff member. For more information, search Clay County Public Health on Facebook, and remember that healthy people make healthy communities.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Well, welcome back here to Rebel Stadium in Glyndon. I'm Jason Groff with Robert Williams as we get ready to go for tonight's clash between the Panthers and the Rebels here on the Magnitude Sports Network. Our starting lineups. First, we'll go with the offense that will be on the field first, it's going to be the Rebels. The Park Rapids area Panthers won the toss. They have deferred. So the Rebels will be the team to get our first look on offense. It'll be quarterback Owen Leach. In the backfield, he'll be joined by Jordan Summers, Nick Wally, and Brody Friend. A tight end is Brody O'Keefe, and a wide receiver is Drew Shealy. And on the line, Aiden Adine, Victor Sosa, Bryce Fisher, Colton Wagner, and Max Baumgartner from left to right. On the offensive line, they're the moving company for the Rebels and have opened up a lot of lanes for Jordan Summers this year and the 4-0 Rebel football squad. Defensively, here's what the Park Rapids Panthers will go with. In the defensive backfield, it's Luke Hartung, a senior, Blake Morris, Cale Ravnus, and Aiden Manham. Defensive tackles, Mason Ulanimi. At linebacker spot, it's Noah Larson, Corey Johnson, and Lucas Krichek. On the line, Ryan Carroll, DeAndre Johnson, and Malachi Martin for the Park Rapids area Panthers. And they have their hands full tonight with this Rebel front.
Perfect night for football, too. 70 degrees. It says 6-7 mile an hour winds, but it feels a little more than that blowing up here in the press box. But nothing that's going to affect any of the passing game. So.
Just say the wind blowing directly into the press box here tonight at Rebel Field. A nice cozy evening here in Glyndon.
Well, it's one of my favorite fields, too. It's always a crazy backdrop when you're on the visitors' sideline and you get the western view of the sunsets. Pretty crazy view here.
You always get the nice, majestic shots that you can get here at Rebel Field, and you also throw in the fact that this is one of the places that has perhaps one of the better PA systems in the area.
Yep, print journalism's friend.
Yeah.
Not that we have to worry about that anymore.
That we don't, as it's homecoming night here in DGF. A lot of the early homecoming festivities have taken place. They've introduced the courts. They've ran the football in.
So we've got maybe a class photo going on here, too.
Or perhaps a national anthem choir performance.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of things going on here tonight, which is always fun for the coaches.
Cross-country kids, got to mention them, running the ball from Felton, Dilworth, and here. That's a pretty cool tradition to have.
That they do every year. Yes. We're moments away from the kickoff here tonight between the Rebels and the Panthers. Rebels again coming in 4-0 atop of the Midwest Red Division. They're joined by Detroit Lakes at 4-0. They're followed by Pequot Lakes, who's doing battle with Detroit Lakes. Last update we had, Pequot Lakes was leading that one 14-7. That was in the first half. Perham and East Grand Forks are right behind. Perham at 2-2. They lead Fergus Falls. That's a 7-6 score right there. And East Grand Forks, they'll do battle tonight with Thief River Falls. Fergus Falls and Park Rapids area rounding up the Midwest Red Division. As you take a look at the standings, Detroit Lakes and DGF are on a collision course. Those two teams will play on October 13th in Detroit Lakes.
Pequot still going, 21-14. They lead now, 7 minutes to go in the second.
Could be an interesting upset there. The Lakers coming off their all-time high, winning their Super Bowl over Perham last week as they beat the Yellow Jackets, but now they're looking to try to move on against Pequot Lakes.
Pequot likes to play good at home. They're a tough team to play there. I've covered a lot of those matchups, and DL's always kind of, they've usually won those games, but they've had to persevere to get to, the lead in the fourth and hold it.
Again, we're moments away from the start, so we'll take a break, come back with your opening kickoff here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
The domestic dog, a relative of the wild wolf, now a gentle, loyal member of your family. And through the good times and the more challenging, we love them no matter what. That's why we feed them the best. Nutrisource is the kind of clean, premium food you'd feed a loyal pet who would follow you to the ends of the earth, even when you don't want them to. Don't just feed your pet, nourish their whole body. Nutrisource, where pet health begins.
There's no question that yield is at the core of everything we do at Stein. It's why we are here today, and it's what will continue to propel us and our growers into the future of agriculture. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans provide a significant dollar per acre yield benefit, plus access to the best weed control in the industry. That is yield plus results. Yield expected, yield delivered. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans have yield.
Did you know that healthy people make healthy communities? It's true. Choosing not to drink alcohol, not to vape, not to smoke, and making the choice to not use drugs are four of the best life choices you can make today. Did you also know that over half of your peers are not drinking, vaping, smoking, and are also choosing against drugs? If you are struggling with any of these choices, have a talk with a parent or trusted school staff member. For more information, search Clay County Public Health on Facebook, and remember that healthy people make healthy communities.
Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Well, welcome back into Glyndon. I'm Jason Groth with Robert Williams as we're moments away from the opening kick here on the Magnitude Sports Network between the Rebels and the Panthers.
Extended pregame show here today.
As we may have jumped the gun a little bit, but we're back here.
Gotta wait till the Cub Scouts get the flag off the field.
Well, they looked like they had it retired for a second, but
yeah,
nice job there by the DGF choir with their national anthem. Is now we're going to be ready for kickoff between the Rebels and the Panthers.
And you know we're kind of looking for Park Rapids as things have got to go well early for them.
And this is one of those games, if you're DGF, you know at 4-0, you're the number 2 ranked team in the QRF. You're playing the number 54th ranked team in the QRF. It's one of those you want to set that tone early and do not let Park Rapids hang around. But if you're Park Rapids, you need to get that stop right away.
Look for an opportunity.
And build confidence. It's going to be one of those big play type things that they're going to have to come up with tonight. A couple of the games that we've seen with this Park Rapids squad is they're inches away from making those big plays.
7 or 8 or 9 or 10 times some games where it's just a pass off the fingertips. That's the difference between like getting some positive momentum, and against DGF there's just not going to be any room for error.
The Rebels getting introduced individually.
A rare thing these
I
days.
was just going to say something you don't see all that often.
I like it myself. It's old school.
It's all changed. The Bill Belichick era at the New England Patriots and that Super Bowl changed. I'm just saying that's what changed it. I'm not saying I agree with it, but that's what kind of changed it. And
I just remember when I was a kid running down that tunnel of your buddies. That was a highlight in some of those games. It was fun. It gets you pumped up.
I agree. I like it.
I'm glad to see it here.
But at the same time, as an old reporter back in the day that loves when the games start right at 7.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. I could completely contradict myself if I wanted to.
But anyways, it's great to see, and the crowd is energized here tonight at Rebels Stadium for this contest between the Rebels and the Panthers.
Yeah, stands are packed.
On this side of the field, for sure. Definitely a good crowd in contingent. For those of you that aren't here, we thank you for tuning in, watching tonight's broadcast here on the Magnitude Sports Network, as it should be an interesting game between these two teams. I mean, high school football, you throw out the records sometimes, but tonight's one of those games that, in theory, you have an idea what way it could go, but you never know with high school sports.
Well, yeah, on the drive up here, we're chatting about it, but we've insinuated what's going to happen here because that's on paper, that's what's going to happen. But weirder things have happened on the gridiron, that's for sure.
And you can always got to factor in the fact we talk about it. High school kids, they tend to overlook certain things. You see that, you're 4-0, you're seeing the team on the other side that's 0-4. Sometimes you overlook that. And then you throw in, which is honestly, I know a lot of high school coaches will say it off the record. They won't say it on the record.
Yeah.
Homecoming week is always a nightmare.
Yeah, you always hear coaches talking about distractions till you go to interview them, and then there's nothing.
Well, we'll get ready to go. The Panthers will kick things off. DGF will be back for the opening kick. Again, the offensive starters for the Rebels, it's Owen Leach, Jordan Summers, Nick Wally, and Brody Friend, your backfield. Drew Shealy, a wide receiver, Brody O'Keefe, a tight end, and then on the line, it's Aiden Adine, Victor Sosa, Bryce Fisher, Colton Wagner, and Max Baumgartner. Drew Shealy will also start as on wide receiver spots too, as well, as we're ready to go for the opening kick here from Rebel Stadium. We thank you for tuning in tonight as the Rebel fans really bring in the energy.
Yeah, if you see that camera shaking, it's the crowd.
Scooped up at the 30.
Oh, he's trying for it.
Tried for the reverse. Now they go a different direction, but not much there for Bitker. A nice special teams coverage there by the Panthers.
Funny thing is, I thought maybe Park Rapids might have something up their sleeve coming out. Kick a quick onside or a little squibber and try to get under it. Turns out it was the Rebels, although the Rebels do tend to do that frequently on the kick return.
That'll be 1st and 10 for the Rebels. So they come out in their typical power formation. Turn around, handoff. Summers breaks free to the outside. He's got the corner. He's going to be near midfield. Finally brought down at the 45. Are they going to mark it at the 49? And that's a big first run for Jordan Summers.
I can't think of a kid in the last 4 or 5 years that makes it easy for us to look somewhat smart in the pregame show. All we got to do is drop his name, and he's going to perform.
1st and 10 on a quick run right there by Summers. And the gun again, or that pistol, wishbone. Now Leach is going to roll. Gets pressure put on, is forced to throw it away. It's incomplete. Nice job there. Mason Yelenimi was joined on the play by Ryan Carroll as they put the pressure on.
Yeah, they kind of contained him there, so he had nowhere to go and nowhere to throw as well.
Nice job by Yelenimi and Carroll to put that pressure on. They didn't fall for the rollout. And it's 2nd and 10. Leach gets a look, turns, hands off, right side. Summers cuts through, has a lot of room, now gets to the outside at the 40. He's at the 30. He's got the corner to the 20, and he's brought out of bounds at about the 17. They'll mark it to 16. No, they'll give him to the 15. And Summers once again picks up another Rebel first down.
I was going to say they could have thrown again. Remember that Pregame game? 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, they just run Summers up the gut, and he'd pick up a first down. And he's got 2 big runs here in this drive.
He's closing in on the 1,000-yard mark. He'll easily eclipse that tonight as he has 913 yards on the season.
And about 60 in those 2 runs.
Rebels at the line already. Now it's Wall inside. Yelenimi there makes a nice tackle. Very nice job by Yelenimi as he wrapped up Wall. Nothing doing for the Rebels on that one. A nice job there by Yelenimi on the near side. Read that one well and makes it second. We'll call it 12 on our KLN Family Brand scoreboard.
Haven't really seen them stuff the box. They've had guys up, but you know, it's more on the line. They've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the back.
Summers left side. There's a big hole. Now he's got the corner. Looking for the pylon. He's got a touchdown. 16-yard run for Jordan Summer. And the Rebels march downfield and lead 6-0. That is touchdown number 13 for Summers.
Yikes. I think that's what I said last time. That guy is just money when he touches the ball. And you got to credit the line, man. There was nothing but grass between him and the pylon.
He had great vision, made that first cut to the outside, and like you said, it was the line. Now the Rebels going to go for 2. Handoff right side. Summers follows his blockers. He's in for 2. And just like that, it's 8-0 in favor of the Rebels. We'll take a quick break here on the Magnitude Sports Network. Well, it's a cool Summers night here in DGF, and Jordan Summers has an 8-0 lead for the Rebels with his 13th rushing touchdown of the year. This one from 16 out. The Rebels up early on the Panthers. Squib kick there, takes a hop, dove on by number 2, Carter Hurt, and it'll be first down. First and 10 for our first look at the Panther offense, led by quarterback Noah Morris. They'll match Johanning in the backfield with Cale Revness, as well as Ryan Kirill as a wide receiver, Luke Hartung as a wide receiver, Blake Morris a wide receiver all across the line. Lucas Krichek, Ethan Eichens, Caleb Weaver, Mason Yeleny, and Malachi Martin. Shotgun, Morris rolls right, fires right, pass complete to the far side. That's Johanning on the far side for a first down.
Hey, that's what you want. You know, you can't go out there and just give it to them, and your defense kind of got run over there on the first drive, and offense comes out and move the sticks.
First and 10. Now Morris going to run the option, and the pitch is thrown away, but able to get on top of it was Johanning. And that'll be second down and long coming up for the Panthers. As the Rebels lead this one 8-0 on that Summers touchdown, and now that's the one thing, if you're Park Rapids, you can't afford to do is get behind the sticks.
Yeah, that and putting the ball on the ground. You gotta hang on to the pig.
Now they're back at their own 37. Morris in the deep, shotgun with 3 left, 1 to the right side, tight formation. Morris rolls right, looks right. Fires to the right side, incomplete. Luke Hartung was the only receiver in the area, but Morris threw that one away. And it'll be third down and long.
Yeah, it kind of looked like they were going back to that first play of the game that worked for him.
And that's something a lot of teams saw from the Pequot Lakes game with DGF, is they had those quick outs that they were able to take advantage of. We touched on that in the Perham DGF broadcasts, but DGF seems to short that up a little bit, as now it's third down and 15. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right side. Morris alone in the backfield in the gun, looking over the 4-down lineman from DGF. Quick pass right side, that's incomplete. Drop there by Blake Morris. And it's going to be 4th and long. And just like that, the Panthers are forced to punt. Good first play to start the drive. However, the option pitch ended up not working.
And we kind of saw the things that we're used to seeing that kind of sink the hopes of Panther fans from Park Rapids. And that's, just not executing. It's as simple as that, and putting the ball on the ground.
Now Summers back at the 30, awaiting the punt.
And remember, we've never seen anybody kick at him.
And it's
They
a
did.
short punt, takes a high hop. Summers at the 34, cuts to the left side, has got some room on the outside. Now is finally brought down as it gets near the 45. And that's where the Rebels will start over. 1st and 10. As it's 8-0 on your Caroline Family Brand scoreboard in favor of the Rebels. And they'll come back out on offense.
I know what I would do if I was calling plays.
It has been all Summers on the ground. He's got a 16-yard touchdown run tonight, his 13th of the season, averaging over 220 yards per game. And they're going to hand it off. Summers the lead back as they to the near side. Nice handoff and a run there by Bodie DeVries. Gets across midfield.
That's the one thing I kind of came into this game interested to see, as we saw some of that developing in Perham, how they were able to use Summers as a decoy or a lead. Why not? Everyone's going to be going for him, and it gives your other runners an opportunity, gives him a chance to kind of not have to be the man on every play, and we might see a lot of that in this game.
Leach with two backs, one to his left, one to the right, and Summers the deep back. There's the handoff. Summers cuts right. Plugged up, trying to get to the outside. Does. Makes a man miss in the backfield. Drives forward, first down, and then stiffs arm a guy into the ground to finish off that run.
Should have been a gain of nothing, and instead it's a first down. That's Jordan Summers for you.
Got to credit his vision. That first cut, he saw it wasn't there. When he cut left, nothing there. Comes back to the right, gets the outside, eludes a tackle, and then finishes it off with power to the 39.
And that's tough when you meet a backer out in the flat there. It's tough to get those running backs down sometimes. They got all the momentum, and they're coming at you with speed.
And a timeout called by the Panthers. We'll take a break as well, as the Rebels lead this one by a score of 8-0 on the Magnitude Sports Network. Welcome back into the press box here in Glyndon, in the home of the Rebels. They lead this one by a score of 8-0, coming out of a timeout. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 39, and right now it's been a lot of Jordan Summers on the ground, but we've seen a little different wrinkle when they used him as a lead block, and Bodie DeVries picked up some nice yards on a play by him.
And I think what we're seeing from Park Rapids is one of those, let's calm down. We're not out of it. We just got to make some plays here, and I think that's what that timeout was all about.
Leach dropping back to pass. Steps up, jumps it off left side, incomplete, looking for Summers.
Park Rapids came with a blitz there, and it was pretty effective. It at least made Leach have to throw the ball.
Peek one up on DL, now 28-21. I believe he was updated as well.
Minutes ago there in the first half. That's not a surprise. There's always a lot of points between those two teams, it seems like.
That's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Rebels as Leach comes back. Handoff, Summers right side, follows a couple of blocker, bounce right, bounce back left, gets finally driven down to about the 33. But first contact to Summers isn't coming until it's about 4 or 5 yards downfield.
Yeah, I remember that Perham game, it was sometimes no contact. He was just blowing right through the holes.
Does a great job of following his blockers.
And it's classic DGF football. They've been, I really like the fact that they stick with this philosophy and they make it work almost every year.
Summers a deep back. He's starting at the original line of scrimmage. High snap. Leach corrals it. Now trying to make something out of nothing. Drives forward. Gets back to a line of scrimmage and plows forward with his large frame. Will bring up 4th down and 3. And a big opportunity here for the Panthers to try to get off the field. This is an early play of the game if you're a Park Rapids fan or player.
It's huge.
This would be a big stop here. You know who's probably going to get the ball. Again, Summers starts about 9 yards back. Gets the handoff left side, bounces off a tackle, gets wrapped up. But his second effort, I believe, has got him the first down. He needed the 30. They got him at the 28. And that's going to be a first down for the Rebels.
Just so tough. You want to try to capitalize for your offense and, keep a second score off the board. And it's just tough when you got a guy like that who's elusive and is going to do everything he can to get those 4 yards.
Leach drops back, takes a deep drop, has got time, fires downfield, got a man wide open over the middle, into the end zone for the touchdown. Walking in is Nicholas Wall, and just like that, the Rebels lead 14-0 on the strike from 29 yards.
And that's about as wide open as you can get.
A 29-yard strike. The second touchdown through the air this year for Owen Leach extends the Rebel lead.
And that's just another aspect, too, of what Summers brings with the running game. It opens up the pass.
Now
that was about as open as you can get.
Hayden Hoff to kick. Snap, spot, kick is good. And just like that, it's 15-0, and we'll take a break on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
There's no question that yield is at the core of everything we do at Stein. It's why we are here today, and it's what will continue to propel us and our growers into the future of agriculture. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans provide a significant dollar per acre yield benefit, plus access to the best weed control in the industry. That is yield plus results. Yield expected, yield delivered. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans have yield.
Another dominant drive by the Rebels has them up 15-0. It's capped off on an Owen Leach pass of 29 yards to Nicholas Wall for the score. Hoff with the extra point makes it 15-0. The touchdown was Leach's second through the air, and that was Wall's first receiving touchdown for the Rebels. As the boot is away, scooped up at the 25. Now cutting near side, cutting back inside. With it on the strong return, there's Landon Strasburg. That'll be 1st and 10 for Park Rapids.
I know we had a little bit of a threat of rain, but seems to be staying away from here for now.
Park Rapids football trailing 15-0. Morris in the gun. He's going to keep it himself, follow his blocker to the right side, cut back up middle, break a couple of tackles, and get out to the 40 on a nice first down run.
They've had a couple good plays on the first of the drive. Just have to put those together. And, I mean, that's one thing that we've said about the Panthers over the last 2 years is they're not a bad football team. They're just trying to piece together positive plays and enough to make a difference. And they need to do something to make a difference right now, down 15-0.
Second and we'll call it 2 for the Panthers as they break the huddle. Trips to the right side, one receiver to the left. Morris alone in the gun. Gets a snap, rolls right, fires right side, is complete. Nice leaping catch on the far side by Matthew Johanning, and it's a first down.
We've had a little success throwing that way, both for first downs.
And it'll be at the 49-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Receivers bunch here to the left. Morris deep in the gun with the receiver to the right side. Now he's going to roll to his left side. Fires near side, quick, too strong. Was looking on the near side for Ryan Carroll, and it's incomplete.
Not much going there. He was covered pretty well.
I think the Rebels kind of picked up on the fact that a lot of teams want to run those quick out now after that Pequot Lakes offense had a lot of success with that against the Rebels earlier in the year. The Rebels were victorious in that one, 36-34, and that's really been their closest game to date.
The last couple have been close. That East Grand Forks game was 22-12, I think.
Morris looks left, now pulls it down. He's going to run up the middle, trying to elude a couple of players, but he loses the football. And a turnover will give it to DGF.
Ouch.
A strong run by Morris, but he couldn't secure the football. And the Rebels get the turnover, and that's one thing you can't do against this DGF squad.
And that's something they've done on both drives. Whether they lost it or not, they've been coughing up the ball, and that's just a recipe for disaster.
As the Rebels will have excellent field position at their own 46, leading 15-0.
Still got 5 minutes in the first quarter.
Apologize, our clock's off a couple of minutes. Don't worry about that, as now Leach will come up under center. Hand off the first guy through right up the middle to midfield. That's Wally getting about 5. The Rebels could be looking for that early first quarter dagger, leading 15-0. Park Rapids bringing pressure. Summers with a strong run up the middle, eludes the pressure, makes it second down and about third, excuse me.
And he was hit at the line of scrimmage there and just finds a way to turn it into a 6-7 yard gain.
Nice job there by Summers to kind of avoid the blitzing backer and elude a couple of tackles and have 3rd and short. Leach, the handoff, turns, hands off Summers. He bounces outside, breaks a tackle, gets to the outside, loses the football. And the Panthers are there to cover it. And the fumble will give it to the Panthers. Nice job defensively there, as the Panthers are able to fall on football and have 1st and 10 at their own 46.
That might be the first negative play I've seen with the ball in his hands.
Summers,
big play,
was trying to get to the outside, got it poked away, and the Panthers were able to jump on it.
And this is where you got to pay your defense back here with the offense. One, keep them off the field, eat up some clock, and get some points.
Play clock down to 10. The Panthers with Morris looks things over with 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. High snap, he moves right. Morris looking right, looking to fire. Now fires downfield. The pass is complete. And getting popped for his effort. But coming down with it was Matthew Johanning.
Morris is good on the run to the right. He seems to be able to target people while he's moving really pretty quickly to his right side.
That puts it into Rebel territory at the 41. Nice pitch and catch there, like you said, and rolling the pocket, moving the pocket for Morris has been nice, especially to that right side of the field.
Yeah, we haven't seen much success coming this way, but they've got 3 out of 3 plays there that move the sticks. Rolling to the right.
2 left, 1 receiver to the right side, Morris to the back in the backfield. Quick pass fired right side, complete to Hartung. Tries to break a tackle, but he gets swung out of bounds. Gets about 2 on the play. Nice pitch and catch there. Morris really chucking it with confidence tonight. Like he's done a nice job.
He's been good in games we've called earlier this year, too, and last year.
Coming into tonight, 28 of 63 for 313 yards. We'll have 2 to his left, 1 receiver to his right, and they're going to send a man in motion. Morris is going to follow that man, go to the outside, try to get a corner. Leach stepped up, but Morris made a miss, drives forward, gets to the 35, maybe the 34, and a nice run there by Noah Morris.
Oh, QB on QB there. That was a nice cut. And we've seen Leach. He likes to kind of Ronnie Lott-like from his free safety position. He likes to take a run at guys and lay a big hit out there.
Aging yourself with that one.
He got nothing but grass there.
Aging yourself with that one, Bob.
What? Hall of Famer.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying.
I'll age myself. I keep most of those to myself.
It's going to be 3rd and about 3.
Huge play for Park Rapids here.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. They're going to send the man in motion. Morris is going to follow, cut back left, tries to drive forward, gets hit forward. It's going to be close pending the spot. I think at the initial spot they're going to move the chains, but I think they might just measure it. Oh, they're just going to call it 4th down.
Still a nice job to make that cut and get up the field. You don't want to string that one out when you're in 4-down territory here, especially given the 15-point deficit.
Most of the offense tonight for Park Rapids has been from the gun. We'll see if maybe on 4th and short they have Morris go under center, try to lean forward as the Rebel fans stand on their feet. And indeed, he is under center. He's got a deep back behind him. Morris follows his blocker, lowers that shoulder. He's going to have the 1st down to the 30. Nice job by Morris. Very decisive on that one. He knew where he wanted to go. He saw the opening and went to the right side with it, got the 1st down.
Good job of sustaining the drive. That's what they need for their confidence. They need to be able to move all the way down the field and punch one in.
They still have to run another play as it's 12 seconds difference between the play clock and the game clock. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. The man will move in motion to the left side. Morris looks, fires right, pass complete. Oof. And Jordan Summers lowered the boom. Making the catch, Blake Morris. But they lose 2 on the play.
You could also see the line, too, are now starting to catch on to what Park Rapids is trying to do, throwing that way, and you're starting to see some arms up there and interference.
That's the end of the 1st quarter. The Rebels take a 15-0 lead into the break. We'll take a timeout, come back with their 2nd quarter here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Sweet chaos. Delightfully disruptive.
Did you know that healthy people make healthy communities? It's true. Choosing not to drink alcohol, not to vape, not to smoke, and making the choice to not use drugs are 4 of the best life choices you can make today. Did you also know that over half of your peers are not drinking, vaping, smoking, and are also choosing against drugs? If you are struggling with any of these choices, have a talk with a parent or trusted school staff member. For more information, search Clay County Public Health on Facebook, and remember that healthy people make healthy communities.
Well, welcome back here. Second quarter just about to take place here. The Panthers will face 2nd and 12 after the completed pass to Blake Morris, and Jordan Summers lowering the wood. Now Morris comes out in the gun with 3 receivers to his left, 1 to the right side, looks left, has time, now is going to take off with it. Rolls to his left, tries to set his feet, and throws it away to the far side.
Looks like he had some greenery to run to there if he chose.
Incomplete pass will stop the clock. This is kind of a key drive for the Panthers, 3rd and 12.
For those watching for the Pequot DL score, 28-21 Pequot at the half.
That one started at 6 o'clock, as did Perham and East Grand, Fergus Falls, Other games in our Midwest Red started at 7, which was Thief River Falls and East Grand Forks. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side for Morris. Looks left, it's going to fire left side, pass complete, the hook and ladder, an inside hook and ladder as the pass was completed and then pitched.
Teams love to run the hook and ladder when we're calling games.
It'll be 4th down. And
some
about
teams,
2.
Some teams like to run it when they probably shouldn't.
Let's leave that one alone now. That hook and ladder did not bring out the excited call that may have been Twitter and YouTube famous.
I like that.
I like the call.
You know, I like it from them. Just throw a wrinkle at DGF, put some points up on them here, and put a scare into them.
That's one of the ones that surprised me is it was an inside hook and ladder, not something you see all the time. Morris looks left. He's got time in the pocket. Now he's starting to run out of time. Breaks free. He's got room to his right. Fires it deep to the end zone. Incomplete. He was looking for Blake Morris.
I still think you take a positive out of that. They wiped out the rest of the quarter on the clock and were able to sustain a drive and got there to threaten. You know, nice stop by the Rebels. They're number 2 in the QRF for a reason.
Update: the Yellow Jackets lead Fergus Falls 19-6 as DGF comes to the line. Summers breaks a few tackles and gets another 1st down across the 37 on the right side.
Look at that group of linemen that was running with him. Like, he really didn't have to do a lot of work there. He could just run behind that group of guys. Nice blocking. Just excellent execution by that offensive line.
Just some outstanding football from Jordan Summers. Trying to atone for that fumble. His defense helped him. And got the big stop on 4th down. Now it's Wall. And he just powers through. But a nice job on the tackle. Wrapping him up and absorbing the hit nicely was Corey Johnson.
He took a full head of steam there, that's for sure.
Did a good job wrapping him up, bringing him down, but still a 6-yard gain for Wall. You can see Park Rapids just stacking inside the box, and now Summers breaks through. It looks like Park Rapids leaving 2 deep back in case they get through that first wall and second wall, and again, Summers did, and he got into Panther territory to the 44, where it's 1st and 10 again for the Rebels.
He certainly knows how to eat up yardage quickly. It always looks like there's kind of a crowd around, like trying to get him, and nobody does.
Summers is going to be over the 1,000-yard mark tonight.
I believe he is.
Gets the handoff left side. Does a nice job there. Did the Panthers front on that one, but he still gets 4. They say 3, but I'll be generous and give them the extra nudge on the nose of the football. On your KLN Friendly Brand scoreboard, the Rebels lead 15-0. It was a Jordan Summers 16-yard touchdown run, then an Owen Leach to Nicholas Wall 29-yard touchdown pass. Summers had the 2-point conversion on the first one. Hoff with the extra points kick on the second one. Summers bounces it out to the outside. He's at the 35 where he's finally met and driven out of bounds, and there's a late flag. That's going to go against Park Rapids.
You can't really blame a kid for being frustrated trying to put a hat on Summers. You finally get a chance and you're out of bounds.
The unfortunate thing, you may be thinking on the near side that it was not that late, but he was 3 yards out of bounds, and that's a flag every time.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a Rebel first down after the run and the penalty. And the Rebels are going to be in striking distance once again inside the red zone at the 18.
It just shows how quick we're looking at maybe a 1-score game 4 minutes ago, and now we're potentially at a 3-score differential.
Leach forced outside, pressure coming, throws it to the far side. Summers comes down with it, and there's a flag. And Summers finally goes down after the reception of about 3-4 yards on the play.
I'm not sure if that was a throwaway or if he meant to get it to him. I mean, he's kind of throwing against the wind there.
Block in the back. Against the Rebels. That will back them up. One of the few negative plays tonight from the Rebels. You count the fumble and then that penalty there, but in the end, the penalty only backs you up about 7 yards from the original line of scrimmage. So they call it 1st and 17. Wall gets bottled up. A host of Panthers there to wrap him up and bring him down.
DGF runners do a good job of just keeping the legs chugging. They're dragging 1, 2, sometimes 3 Panthers with them to try to get that extra yardage.
The second down, we'll call it 16 from their 26. We'll see what the the Rebels elect to do offensively, what the answer is for the Panther defense. Handoff, Summers, left, has a lot of room to run. Finally hit at the 15. Not touched until about the 16, and he falls forward.
The guy just lives on the second level. Every game we've seen, it's more of the same. Gets through the line, gets past the backers, and it's almost a desperate tackle that keeps him from getting huge chunks of yardage.
Started 1st and 17, now it's 3rd and 5. As the Rebels will come back to the line.
Wind is picking up now.
Leach on the keeper. A flag in the backfield. He's going to have the first down, but I think that's going to be a holding on the Rebels. No. Yeah, it is. Initial signal went the wrong direction, and then he corrected himself quickly.
It's the second time he fooled me on one before, too.
Penalty on the Rebels. Yellow Jacket update. It's now 19-14 in favor of the Yellow Jackets of Fergus Falls. DGF will see Fergus Falls on October 14th in Fergus Falls. Penalty backs it up, makes it 3rd down and long from the 25. Leach to throw, rolls. Now goes to the right, plants and fires downfield. He's got a man in the end zone. His foot is in, it's caught, it's a touchdown.
Wow.
Hauling it in the corner, Brody O'Keefe on the strike. Leach to O'Keefe for the scope.
Helps to have a bunch of playmakers on your team. That was a heck of a play on kind of a desperate down.
And now the extra point. Off to kick. Off to kick. Snap, spot, good. No good. Jumped that one.
Wide left.
No good on that one, but it's all good for the Rebels. They lead 21-0. We'll take a break on the Magnitude Sports Network. Well, welcome back. A 25-yard touchdown pass on Leach to O'Keefe. That's now Leach's third touchdown pass of the year. And the Rebels lead this one 21-0. As we're back for the kickoff. Low kick, takes a couple of hops at the 30 and now sliding forward at the 39. Will be the Park Rapids return man. Looked like it was Carter Hurt on that one, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
What I want to see from Park Rapids here is more of what they did in the last drive. And a lot of that was Morris making things happen.
1st and 10, we'll call it the 40 for the Panthers in their own territory. Trailing this one 21-0. On receiver left to the right side, Morris gets a snap, handed off. Driving forward on that one was Joe Hanning. Gets about 2.
And that wind was kind of swirling out there, and now, unfortunately for the Panthers, they are going right into it.
As it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Panthers. They have 2 receivers stacked left to the right. Morris barking out the play to the far receiver here on the near side. 2 receivers spread left to right. Morris hits the snap, quick pass, fires, complete. That's Joe Hanning in the backfield. And he gets brought down and will lose some yards. Looks like they might be possibly setting up something there, maybe trying that backwards pass and that second pass down that sideline.
I don't think they got enough time to set up much there. DGF was pursuing to the ball quickly.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right side. Morris alone in the gun on 3rd down. Morris getting the play from the sideline, and now we're going to have a stoppage. And a timeout. The Rebels lead this one 21-0. We'll take a break on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Can I have a piece of that Willy Willoughby?
Wally Wibbly.
Wiley's Wallabies.
Wallaby Wallies.
Wilby Wababy.
It's pronounced Wiley Wallaby.
Well, it's very good.
It's called Wiley Wallaby, and it's delicious.
Welcome back here, as it'll be a big 3rd down coming up for the Panthers. Come back to live action. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right for Morris. And a false start. Had a hunch it might have been going to him.
He was taking off with
reckless abandon.
Ahead of speed, that's for sure.
And it'll be 3rd and 14 now for.
That's a killer out of a timeout too.
It's just those little things again that continue to mount up. Morris gets a snap. Pressure comes. He had no chance. Wall and Chandler Wosick were in quickly. There was
nothing Morris could do there.
That was quick rush by the Panthers. Is going to force a 4th and long. I mean, by the Rebels, excuse me. Swarmed under the Panther line.
Potential punt here into the wind to Mr. Summers.
The wind has just held that one up. Takes a bounce for Park Rapids and a roll down to the 41. First and 10 for the Rebels with 4.5 to go, leading 21-0. Expect.
Not everything's gone right for DGF, but for the most part, it has. They've overcome 1 turnover, and other than that, they're moving the ball well.
That's been kind of the thing. When they've had a mistake, they found a way to overcome it. Tonight, they've also shown that they could strike through the air with 2 passing touchdowns for Leach. And now you go right back to Summers, who drags the defender to midfield and is finally brought down at the 49 and picks up yet another Rebel first down.
He seems like he might just be set up to bust one sooner or later. And I mean, we knew that coming in, but just the way the game, I got to give Park Rapids credit for keeping them away from 40, 50-yard touchdown runs that we've seen other weeks. But you got to be thinking one of those is on the way.
He's got 1 touchdown tonight of 16 yards. Leach with 2 touchdown passes. Looks like a broken play or a keep on the right side. Nice footwork there, drives forward, gets down to the 42. As it's 2nd and 3 coming up for the Rebels. Leading this one, 21-0 and looking for more. And I would usually say they look for that old traditional 2-for-1, but Park Rapids will get the ball to start the second half since they deferred their option. Summers goes left, now cuts back to the right side, drives forward, gets another first down. Story of the game tonight, Jordan Summers on the ground, Leach through the air, and strong defense by DGF.
And miscues by the Panthers.
So we hit the 3-minute mark. Leach rolls left. Looks to fire the pass in traffic, but it's complete. Hitting and making the catch, Thomas Thureen in stride. And it's a first down.
DGF showing that they can throw the ball.
Putting some different things on tape for their opposition down the road.
Well, they're going to need that too. You're going to run into a team sooner or later that isn't going to let Summers eat up 15 yards of crack.
Summers again. Tries a cut to the right side, gets wrapped up. It'll be 2nd and 5. Well, Bob, I question you now on what team that's going to be because have not seen it yet in the first 4 games for.
It might be a little ways down the road. You might not see him in the regular season.
Handoff Summers. Praying and tacklers down to the 9. First and goal. Continuing to march are the Rebels as they're looking to add to the lead.
Just under the 2-minute mark here. Probably not going to be able to eat that whole clock up. They'd have to get stopped to do that.
Summers bounces outside, now cuts up in through the middle. Trying to get pushed forward, and he'll be brought down at the 3. Second and goal. Clock approaches a minute. Leach under center. Gonna keep around the outside. And gets hit out of bounds right back near the original line of scrimmage. That'll be third and goal. And Fergus Falls has grabbed the lead on the Yellow Jackets now, 20-19. As it's third and goal for the Rebels. Leach. Summers. Bounces up, cuts up into the end zone. Jordan Summers, a 4-yard score. And the Rebels extend the lead.
3-minute drive. Just same old, same old. Big chunks of yards and great execution. That offensive line is really tough, and it helps to have great backs, but you can't do anything without those horses up front. And they've been solid this whole game.
His 14th touchdown run of the year for Jordan Summers makes it 27-0. Hoff on for the extra point. He's 1 for 2 today. Snap, spot, kick is good. And the Rebels add to the lead with the touchdown. And then Hoff's extra points makes it 28-0. Under a minute to go. And we'll take a quick timeout.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Welcome back. Jordan Summers' second touchdown of the game, his 14th of the year, has extended the Rebels' lead to 28-0 just before the half. And the Rebels fans having a good night on homecoming. And that kick mishandled, now grabbed. Ooh. And the special teams of DGF getting in on the fun, as Brody O'Keefe was the first one there.
It's not his first big play of the game.
He had that very nice catch in the
Great catch.
corner of the end zone.
Yeah.
And we'll see what Park Rapids tries to do with 50 seconds to go here in our opening half, where it's been all DGF. And the Panthers look like they're going to try to be aggressive with one timeout. Morris gets the snap. He's going to run and keep it himself. Gets to the outside. He's got a block in front of him. Guy does a nice job getting off the block on the far side. Morris tackled inbounds. He'll get in 9. They'll be second and short, but I think Park Rapids might be content, and there's about a half a second differential between the play and the game clock.
Certainly could take a crack down deep. Not much to lose.
Morris, quick pass near side, complete. Nice driving forward, getting the first down on the reception there was Luke Hartung. That'll stop the clock with 8 seconds. But it will start when it's spotted, and that's
it.
And they will let it run down. They're not going to use their last timeout, and at the half, it's DGF leading this one by a score of 28-0. We'll come back with their halftime show and more here from Rebel Stadium on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Did you know that healthy people make healthy communities? It's true. Choosing not to drink alcohol, not to vape, not to smoke, and making the choice to not use drugs are 4 of the best life choices you can make today. Did you also know that over half of your peers are not drinking, vaping, smoking, and are also choosing against drugs? If you are struggling with any of these choices, have a talk with a parent or trusted school staff member. For more information, search Clay County Public Health on Facebook, and remember that healthy people make healthy communities.
Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
The domestic dog, a relative of the wild wolf, now a gentle, loyal member of your family. And through the good times and the more challenging, we love them no matter what. That's why we feed them the best. Nutrisource is the kind of clean, premium food you'd feed a loyal pet who would follow you to the ends of the earth, even when you don't want them to. Don't just feed your pet, nourish their whole body. Nutrisource, where pet health begins.
There's no question that yield is at the core of everything we do at Stein. It's why we are here today, and it's what will continue to propel us and our growers into the future of agriculture. Stein and List E3 soybeans provide a significant dollar per acre yield benefit, plus access to the best weed control in the industry. That is yield plus results. Yield expected, yield delivered. Stein and List E3 soybeans have yield.
Welcome back into Rebel Stadium. I'm Jason Dolph with Robert Williams, and it's been the DGF show tonight on homecoming. The Rebels have struck through the air, they've struck on the ground, and they lead this one by a score of 28-0 at halftime as they're celebrating homecoming and have a lot to celebrate tonight.
Yeah, like you said, a great all-around performance, and you know, what do you need to have a successful running game and a successful passing game? The big boys up front, and that's what they've had. Excellent play from them, and to me, they're the stars of the show so far. Summers obviously is going to get his, and Leach has been strong in the pocket, but those big boys up front are making the difference right now.
They've been outstanding. Summers has been following his blockers, hasn't really been touched, about maybe 6, 7, 8 yards downfield. And Park Rapids has been able to take advantage of that. They lead 28-0.
This is the second YMCA I've gone through today. I don't know what it is.
Well, my favorite is the PA announcer trying to get the fans from a team that's down 28-0 at half to join in. Jordan Summers, 2 touchdowns on the night. 1 of 16. His second was 4. And those sandwich touchdown passes by Owen Leach. So in this first half, 2 through the air, 2 on the ground. Summers with his 13th and 14th touchdown has eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark in the season. That's impressive in just 5 games. And you look at Owen Leach, now he's got 3 touchdowns on the season.
If you're the DGF coaches, you've got to be pretty pleased. I mean, there was the one Summers fumble early, and, credit Park Rapids for making a turn in the game there, but the rest of this game has been all Rebels.
And those Panthers on that fumble almost turned it into some points, had a good drive, couldn't sustain it though, and that's kind of been a story in the games that we've seen with Park Rapids. A lot of good, but then one big mistake that they're unable to overcome, and that's just kind of been the story of the Panthers.
I'll date myself again. I sound like a broken record. But, yeah, I kind of said it in the pregame where it's like I just want to see this team. They don't need to come in here and beat DGF. That's a tall order for any team. But I want to see them come in and, succeed on a drive, get some points up, take advantage of a turnover, turn that into points. It's those little things that are building blocks to future success. And, man, this is a team that struggled to find those.
Well, one of the bright spots, though, as you look at it on the Park Rapids side, it's got to be the play of Noah Morris. The quarterback has made some things happen. They had a nice little hook inside ladder that you haven't seen all that often. That worked out well, but Morris has been eluding the rush, and when they roll him out, he's had some success there. But again, you have that fumbled pitch on the exchange on the option that sets you back. You get a false start on a big third down, and you just have things like that. That continues to build, and that's one of the things that Park Rapids has just been unable to overcome.
Yeah, Morris definitely has been like the consistent factor, and they've had success throwing the ball. And I think, the blueprint on DGF is that you can throw against them. And I don't know if Park Rapids is built to move up and down the field completely with the running game. And they've used the pass to find some success. It's just a matter of being consistent enough to do it for 60, 70 yards.
Well, we'll take a quick timeout, come back with more on the halftime show as the Rebels lead by a score of 28-0 on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Did you know that healthy people make healthy communities? It's true. Choosing not to drink alcohol, not to vape, not to smoke, and making the choice to not use drugs are 4 of the best life choices you can make today. Did you also know that over half of your peers are not drinking, vaping, smoking, and are also choosing against drugs? If you are struggling with any of these choices, have a talk with a parent or trusted school staff member. For more information, search Clay County Public Health on Facebook, and remember that healthy people make healthy communities.
Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Sweet chaos. Delightfully disruptive.
There's no question that yield is at the core of everything we do at Stein. It's why we are here today, and it's what will continue to propel us and our growers into the future of agriculture. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans provide a significant dollar per acre yield benefit, plus access to the best weed control in the industry. That is yield plus results. Yield expected, yield delivered. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans have yield.
Did you know that healthy people make healthy communities? It's true. Choosing not to drink alcohol, not to vape, not to smoke, and making the choice to not use drugs are four of the best life choices you can make today. Did you also know that over half of your peers are not drinking, vaping, smoking, and are also choosing against drugs? If you are struggling with any of these choices, have a talk with a parent or trusted school staff member. For more information, search Clay County Public Health on Facebook, and remember that healthy people make healthy communities.
Welcome back as halftime continues to roll along. Homecoming nights for the DGF Rebels, and they're celebrating so far with a 28-0 lead on Park Rapids. Scoring in that opening quarter, they had a touchdown by Jordan Summers, a 16-yard run. They converted the two-point conversions, did Summers. That made it 8-0. Then it was through the air. Owen Leach hit Nicholas Wall down the middle for a 29-yard touchdown pass. The extra point by Hoff was good, 15-0 after a quarter of play. Second quarter, the Rebels went to the air again. Leach to O'Keefe, and what a beautiful catch it was in the far corner by O'Keefe on the 25-yard strike. The extra point no good, 21-0 in the second quarter. And then it was a 4-yard touchdown run by Jordan Summers to make it 28-0. And that's where we stand. As the camera, you might notice, is rocking a little bit. That's because the DGF student section is having a lot of fun with the music being played here at Rebels Stadium, and they're enjoying homecoming as they appear to be on their way to 5-0 and alone potentially on top of the Midwest Red Division.
They might be making all that noise because they're excited about what's happening up in DL. Both the DL's first and second string quarterbacks are on the sideline. Nick Buboltz, who's their kicker, is in at quarterback, and they're down 35-21.
And I believe I saw a tweet out there saying this is quarterback number 5 under center for Detroit Lakes.
Yeah, well, they had Strand, who was a sophomore, that they kind of brought up after the first couple games. One of those carrier boys was doing the load first week, and then they moved those guys around to kind of take advantage of their talent. And man, Pequot's putting it to them. That's a wild. That's the biggest score in this northern half of the state, I would say.
Pequot Lakes leads DGF. Last update we had in another Midwest Red Division game, it was Fergus Falls leading Perham by a score of 20-19 as the Yellow Jackets led that one 19-6, but Fergus Falls has rallied back to take a lead. We'll try to get an update there, and we'll definitely be keeping our eye on that game in Pequot Lakes as the Lakers trail the Patriots, and will open things up in the Midwest Red Division.
Holly's up big 32-0 at Staples. Motley down the road score.
6 minutes to go in that Perham-Fergus Falls game, and according to the beautiful Minnesota Score Feed app, Fergus Falls has the football and the lead. And we'll see how that one turns out.
Another upset in the making there. Pelican Rapids 20, Otter Tail Central 6.
That's a
halftime.
Strong game there going on in Pelican Rapids. We'll take one more commercial break. We'll come back with your second half here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
There's no question that yield is at the core of everything we do at Stein. It's why we are here today, and it's what will continue to propel us and our growers into the future of agriculture. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans provide a significant dollar per acre yield benefit, plus access to the best weed control in the industry. That is yield plus results. Yield expected, Yield delivered. Stein and List E3 soybeans have yield.
Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Welcome back into Rebels Stadium. The Rebels lead 28-0 at the half. We're getting ready for the start of the second half. On this one on the Magnitude Sports Network, we thank you for tuning in. And joining us tonight, whether you're watching from Glyndon or Park Rapids or Dilworth, Howard Felton. We thank you for tuning in to this contest as we get ready to go to start our third quarter. Park Rapids will get the opening kick. As they deferred their option to the second half.
The Rebel kids are hyped up.
A lot of energy tonight.
Fun to see.
In Rebel Country. And you'd have a lot of energy, too, with the show that's been put on here tonight. Homecoming, they're bringing everything tonight. Are the Rebels. Cross-country team got a good run in today. They got a nice brisk sweat, bringing the football to the field. I'm sure there will be a nice homecoming dance tonight as well. As Leach will get ready to kick it off for the second half. Leach with the kick. Scooped up by Hurt. He'll slide forward at the 36.
Dangerously just kind of laying around there.
That's a unique way to start the drive. Big football games tomorrow, Bob. We don't want to look too far ahead, but the Minnesota Golden Gophers hosting Purdue. Should be a big one. Gophers undefeated.
I'll be at the Harryman Festival in Vegas.
It's an entertaining event as well. I'll be glued to watch the Gophers for a bit, and then turning my eyes and excited for the Jayhawks on Kansas football tomorrow afternoon. As we get back to action, they send a man in motion to the near side. That's Blake Morris. Noah Morris gets a snap, following his blocker, and nothing doing. He knew where to go on that one, as the first one there quickly was Victor Sosa. Second and long.
I think you're seeing the Rebels just coming out of the break going, let's put this thing in the rearview mirror, enjoy ourselves tonight, get to 5-0.
And get ready to take on the Nuggets of Hawley in that inter-squad or inter-division break that you see in this new Midwest division scheduling. Morris in the gun, quick pass, right side, complete. Harding breaks the tackle, now tries to break the second, but can't, and there's a flag on the far side. I believe it's going to be my guess is a face mask on that side of the field.
I haven't seen too many hankies tonight. Well, you called it.
That'll be a first down for Park Rapids, and that's a nice break for the Panthers, because it would have been third and long, and now it's 1st and 10 after the personal foul penalty.
I'm rooting for the Panthers. I want good things to happen for those kids. It's the same thing as the last time we saw them, like I want to see this drive be successful.
Two receivers right, one to the left side. Man in motion. That's Blake Morris. Goes right to left. Noah Morris gets a snap. Drops back. Has time. Fires to the far side of the field. The pass. Ooh. Incomplete. Good effort on the far side. That was Hardung on the far side. Unable to come down with that. Sheely was on the coverage.
Looked like he had a decent chance at that one.
That'll be 2nd and 10. Nice pitch there by Morris, but Hartung unable to come down with it. Good coverage on that far side.
And it certainly wasn't an easy grab.
But the good thing is Morris put it there for only his receiver. But it was, like you said, it was going to be a tough one as the play clock hits 5. 2 receivers right, 1 on the left side. Morris gets a snap. Quick pass, right side, complete. Now to the right side, short of the first down. That was Hartung again on the far side. Goes out of bounds. Makes it 3rd and 5. Sorry.
Panthers now, this is definitely a time, you're having success throwing. Do a lot of that. Find a rhythm. Get a couple guys that, you can hit in the passing game. You can be a nuisance to a team next week.
They send Johanning to the right side. Now send him in motion, Will Morris. Morris looks that way, and it's batted down at the line. That's 4th down. See, the Panthers will be in punt formation.
I haven't seen very many punts today. None from DGF. Imagine that.
Nice kick there, and it's going to bounce into the end zone. So the Rebels will have 1st and 10 after the punt in the end zone. 10:30 to go here in this 3rd quarter as the Rebels take over possession of the football. Well, the worst field position of the game for the Rebels tonight. Leach in the gun. Loses the ball there, but still gets it off to Summers. And Summers runs straight ahead for 7. And mishandled the snap, but still got the handoff off. And Summers was finally brought down, and it's 2nd and 2. Well, we'll go with the scoreboard, 2nd and 3.
Pequot and Deal are now in the 4th. Patriots have the ball, still up 14.
Leach gets a snap, now to Wall, left side, gets to the edge, gets a 1st down. Driven forward to the 35, where he's finally brought down there, and another Rebel 1st down.
We saw them have success with that play against Perham, and this week it's very similar. When you've got Summers with the big arsenal in the back, gives Wall a lot of opportunities.
1st and 10 as the clock runs here in the 3rd quarter. DGF in control. Drops back to his Leach, looking to throw. He's got Summers on the near side in the flat. It's caught. He makes a man miss. Cuts to the near side, now to the 45, cuts back, goes out of bounds. Just shy of midfield at the 49. There is a flag on the far side of the field, though. I believe it's a sideline warning. There will not be a penalty. It's just a sideline warning is the initial indication is what I see. And that is what it is. That's the first warning against the Park Rapids sideline. People infringing on that with the far side official. Always that's on the get back guy. Every team's got one.
Yeah, no kidding.
Leach, handoff Wall, left side. Gets through a Wall, drives forward, and has the 1st down as Wally. And it'll be 2nd and 1.
It seems like a few seconds ago they were kind of backed up in their own end, and now we're Encroaching on the red zone.
As it'll be 2nd and 1. Leach still in the pistol in the full house backfield. Handoff. Cutting up the middle and gone. Brody Friend to the house, 43 yards.
No need to even mess with the red zone. Let's just run it in from 40.
And the Rebels extra point from Hoff. As Hoff will try the extra point. Snap, spot, kick, and good. 35-0 in favor of the Rebels. We'll take a break on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Rebels in control, lead 35-0 as we come back here in the third quarter. Brody Friend with the 42-yard touchdown.
PA guy cheering on the students to almost collapse the stands below us.
As the kick is off.
Oh, that's loose.
And now able to dive on it was Matthew Johanning. Perham with a victory on a field goal to walk it off.
Wow.
Hackle hits from 35, and the Jackets beat Fergus Falls.
When's the last time Perham won a game on a 35-yard field goal?
That's a good question.
That's a long time ago if it happened at all.
The messages I received I can't repeat on air, but they were happy.
Well, we know those people.
Now Morris. And the gun. Drops back, rolls right, trying to get outside. He gets chased down, now fires far side. Incomplete.
To be honest, that's kind of weird. A high school game up here ending on a field goal in general.
Oh, definitely.
But 35-yarder, that's a nice poke.
Gives the Yellow Jackets their third win of the year and snaps their two-game losing streak, and they get ready for Ozakas next week on the Magnitude Sports Network. As it'll be 2nd and 10. Trips go to the right, one receiver to the left. Morris alone in the backfield in the gun, rolling right. Looking to throw now, is going to keep it down. Now he fires it downfield. The pass is incomplete. Almost intercepted, but DGF kind of combined and collided. And it's now 3rd and 10. .806 to go here in the third quarter. DGF leads 35-0. On our other screen, Detroit Lakes, I should say on our other screen is a phone next to us. Detroit Lakes with the football, trying to cut into the lead against Pequot Lakes with no timeouts.
And a 3rd or 4th string QB at the helm.
So I'll keep you up to date on that one as Moore sends a man in motion, fakes a handoff, looks right, now force outside right, fires right side, pass complete. But not much doing there. A flag here on the near side though. Pass completes on the far side. I believe it was Hartung that came down with it, but a flag was here on the near side. I knew there was some extracurriculars here on the near side. I was looking on the far side. We'll see who this is against.
In the vicinity of the flag, there was 3 Panthers and 1 Rebel.
And it's on Park Rapids.
And that might just be some obvious frustration you're going to have when you're down 35-0.
And it's still happening just off our screen. But now they've settled it down. As they're going to discuss and debate what they should do on this one. As we're going to continue to discuss, the penalty will be declined. Brings up 4th down.
Pequot Lakes is running that game out, which will make your Rebels fans happy.
It might make a lot of people along Highway 10 happy.
Yeah.
Let's just leave that one alone.
Yeah.
As it's 4th and 10. As the punting unit for Park Rapids will come out.
Maybe some people you work with.
Summer's not back this time at the 50, so good field position coming up for the Rebels out to punt no matter what. Nice punt along the near side. Goes out of the sideline here at the 46, they mark it down at. And the defense gets a round of applause from the Rebels faithful. As it's 1st and 10 at the 47. As we're in the 3rd quarter. DGF with the lead.
Mr. Summers might have the night off.
Yeah, his helmet is off.
Yeah.
Leach will come to the huddle with a different backfield than normal. Summers with 2 touchdowns already tonight. Hand off to Friend, who got the last one. Gets to the 40. Second and 4 for the Rebels, in control, leading 35-0. Getting ready to head on to next week where they'll face Hawley. Next week, Park Rapids will take on Pelican Rapids, so it doesn't get any easier for the Panthers. Leach under center. Handoff, Wally to the deep back, left side, drives forward. It's going to be close to the 1st down. I think they're going to say they're going to mark it short. It's going to be 3rd down.
Season's definitely turned. You know, we've reached the halfway point and kind of surpassed that now. And, you know, games like Pequot DL where Pequot comes up with a big win and Perham's winning at the buzzer with a field goal. I mean, it's an exciting time of the year. This is always the fun time when the playoff build-up starts.
Leach, handoff, first guy, goes to the right side. It's going to be close on the carry. It was DeVries, and it's a 1st down for the Rebels. Moves that chains once again and turns the clock a little bit more for DGF. That's pretty much all they're looking to do now. Leading 35-0 is keep that clock running and come away unscathed. They're kind of starting to see a little bit of changes coming along on the near side as they cycle in and out a little bit. But Leach is under center. Wally to the left side, trying to get to the corner, gets the corner. Drives a defender forward, is finally brought down by Blake Morris on the far side. So he got around the outside, but another 8-yard gain.
And they are now dancing on the field in Pequot Lakes.
That one goes final. That will put DGF, pending the conclusion of this one, on top of the Midwest Red Division by themselves. And they hold the tiebreaker edge over Pequot Lakes. Handoff right side, get into the corner, and touchdown. Wow. Brody Friend, his second, a 26-yard score.
That guy's got some speed. He gets in the open field, and he's gone.
And just like that, it's 41-0.
And that was the 35-21 final. Pequot Lakes over DL.
Hoff will try for the extra point. Snap, spot, kick. That one's off the mark. 41-0 in favor of the Rebels. We'll take a break on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Do something with your hair?
Welcome back here to Rebel Field. A touchdown run by Brody Friend of 26. His second of the game makes it 41-0 after the Mets extra point. It's been all DGF tonight. And they're getting ready to kick it off here. Near side and lost in the hands, and now it's dove on by Carter Hurt. They continue to do that squib kick. It's worked well for DGF and their special teams unit. Clock's a little bit off on our scoreboard here. We'll keep tabs of it for you as it's 41-0. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. If you're still with us, we got two receivers to the right, one on the left side. Morris to the right side, drives forward, gets down to the 35, maybe to the 36. Nice run there by Noah Morris, continuing to battle.
I think we're officially done with the starters for the Rebels, both sides of the ball.
Like a lot of people like to call this, the clean jersey time. Has two receivers right, one to the left side, Morris under center. Toss to the right side. Slipping was the ball carrier, Joe Hanning, but it was also because of the pressure that was coming. And that's 3rd and 5. Two receivers to the left. One receiver to the right side, to the far side. Morris will roll left, looks quick, fires downfield, pass complete. Nice catch. Blake Morris takes a hit. He absorbs a hit from Dylan Bicker, but a nice catch there by Blake Morris on a first down.
Grab. Had to go up for it and knew he was going to get hit.
Morris to Morris on the connection. First down, Park Rapids.
That's what I was talking about in that pregame show. A little backyard fun there. Morris to Morris.
And that's a Panther first down. Now 2 receivers go to the right side, 1 to the near side of the field. Pitch to Joe Hanning. Goes to the right side, trying to get the corner, cuts up, pulls through a couple of defenders. Picks up about 8.5. It'll be 2nd and 2. Two receivers right, 1 to the left side. High snap, handoff to Joe Henning. Gets the first down. Moves the chains. That'll be 1st and 10 as the clock approaches 2:37 in the third quarter. Two touchdowns in the first, second, and third quarters for DGF. Brody Friend with 2, Jordan Summers with 2, and Owen Leach with 2 through the air. Handoff. Joe Hanning just lowers his shoulder, meets a couple of defenders. Running hard there was Joe Henning. As the Rebels continue to make some changes defensively. I believe the same will be said offensively on their next possession as we approach 1:35. Morris in the gun now has got 2 backs with them. It's going to go right side behind Joe Hanning. Joe Hanning with the lowered block, but there Morris saves himself and slides down. It's one of those where Morris saw there was nothing there, and I think he slid down. Self-preservation.
Better than doing too much and trying to make a play that isn't there.
Well, he's one thing we haven't touched on. He's taking a beating tonight.
Yeah. No, he's played a good football team, and it's tough to be the leader of a team that's struggling, and at least he's still out there giving all his effort.
Takes a handoff. Now steps up, nothing doing. He had no room to go. Right there, as they make the sack, it'll be 4th down and long. We'll see if the Panthers elect to run out the clock, which they will do that. And it'll be 41-0 heading into the 4th quarter.
Did you know that healthy people make healthy communities? It's true. Choosing not to drink alcohol, not to vape, not to smoke, and making the choice to not use drugs are 4 of the best life choices you can make today. Did you also know that over half of your peers are not drinking, vaping, smoking, and are also choosing against drugs? If you are struggling with any of these choices, have a talk with a parent or trusted school staff member. For more information, search Clay County Public Health on Facebook, and remember that healthy people make healthy communities.
Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter. 41-0 in favor of the Rebels. They'll switch sides.
As we kind of came in here with an inclination, and the Rebels kind of proved us correct, I guess.
And the Panthers are going to go for it with two receivers left, one to the right side. Morris looks left, fires near side, incomplete. Was looking for Hartung. I think they were on a timing play, but there wasn't much time for Morris to work.
Well, and if you're that second string DGF defensive line, you're going at the QB on a play like that. He's not going to have any time.
It will be a running clock here in the fourth quarter.
A little bit of juggling here with the who's going to be going out there for DGF.
Very generous on starting the play clock just now.
Yeah.
That's a veteran officiating crew. New quarterback, Brandon Junk. Sends a man in motion, hands it off to the motion man. Going to the right side, driving forward before he finally gets hit was Quincy DeMars.
You know, the one thing about running the wing T is you can literally put your second string out there and they can find success because that sets you up for it. Whereas you've got Park Rapids that's still struggling with their first offense. You know, what's our identity? Are we a throwing team? Are we a running team? The Rebels, you know what they're coming, and they're still going to beat you with it. I think it's great. Old school smash mouth football.
There must have been a penalty that we didn't see. That's going to move the chains, and it'll be 1st and 10. I believe is another sideline violation. So that's the penalty, first down. Handoff. Ooh, couple nice hits there. Not much there for the running back that time, number 4, Ethan Hellerud. That'll be 2nd and 10, ball at the 40. Clock continues to wind. It's under 10. As it's 41-0 in favor of the Rebels. Post-game show, we'll have your scoring. And a couple of updates from area games.
Like Barnesville 62, Pillager 0.
If you want to tune in for that one, that's on our sister channel.
I bet they're in running time as well.
Over the man in motion, fake the handoff, come back to the outside, and gets a block, and he is gone. To the house, Dylan Bicker. A 40-yard scamper, and Bicker adds to the lead.
And that's my point right there too. You just what they're running now is classic DGF offense, and anyone can be successful in that if your offensive line is doing their job, and even the second string's doing their job. Just an all-around A-plus effort from DGF tonight.
And you could see it, that lead block just.
Yeah, he was gone.
And after that, it was over.
Corner, he was gone.
And Hoff will try the extra point.
And in the Panthers defense, those counters, when you're playing defense, those are tough. You gotta stay with the guy that you're supposed to be matching up against, and if you don't, that's what happens.
Snap there, Hoff kick, just enough, and it's good. So the Rebels lead on your KLN Friendly Brand scoreboard, 48-0. Fourth quarter rolls along here at Rebel Stadium, and it's 48-0 after the 40-yard touchdown run by Dylan Bicker. The extra point by Hoff was good. Rebels in full control, enjoying homecoming tonight.
Even the moms are stomping around out there.
And the kick is off. Joe Henning at the 30, absorbs the tackle and gets brought down at the 34. .740 and counting. 48-0 is the score. Carter Hurt will come in for the Panthers at quarterback.
I think Morris earned a break after a tough 3.5 quarters of play for him.
On receiver right to the left side. Hurt looks things over, pitch out to the left side. Ooh, avoiding a big hit there. And it'll be 2nd and 5. Two left, one to the right side. Hurts and the pistol moves his back to his right. Now sends a man in motion. Hurts is going to keep it, follow his block. Except there wasn't a block there. He gets about a yard or two. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
He earned that yard too.
He absorbed a hit there.
Yeah, he did.
As it'll be 3rd and 2 for the Panthers. And Carter Hurt at quarterback. Two receivers to the left side, one to the right side. Hurts goes to the left side, trying to get to the corner, can't. Tried to stiff arm a guy to the far side, didn't work. Now it's going to be 4th down. As the clock continues to run, 48-0 is your score.
Holly's gone final 46-7 at Staples Motley.
They will come here. No, they won't. They will be at home next week against DGF.
East Grand Forks 14, Thief River Falls 7. That's final at East Grand.
Hurt will keep it on 4th down. Gets the 1st down. Nice run there by Hurt.
Thief River Falls, there's a team that we've seen that's improved after struggling for years. They've been playing tough this year.
That improves their record on the year to 2 and 3. Two receivers right, one to the left side. Hurts in the gun. Hurt rolls, looks right, fires downfield, has a man wide open. It's caught. Blake Morris. And Morris gets hit out of bounds at the 30.
I was watching Blake Morris in warm-ups, and he was making some nice grabs, and he's had a couple tonight, and that was big. That was one of their biggest gains of the game, if not the biggest gain of the game.
That'll be 1st and 10 as the clock continues to wind under 4. Here in our 4th quarter. That's at the DGF 30. Hurt now under center with 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. There's a sweep, nice cut upfield, and then absorbing a big hit as the Park Rapids back there to the 26. It'll be second down and about 7. Two receivers right, 1 to the left side. Hurt looks things over, gets the snap, looks right. He's going to fire right. Pass caught. Nice catch there. Landon Strasburg with the reception there, and that's a first down for Park Rapids. And fun fact for you, Bob, I went to school with his mom.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, what a lucky gal.
Both Lumberjack graduates of Cloquet. Nice pitch and catch there.
This is always a fun test of wills. Can you keep the goose egg on the scoreboard? And if you're Park Rapids, can you get on the board?
Hurt's going to keep it. Right side, drives forward, takes a couple of tacklers with him forward down to the 6. It'll be second and short. The Panthers can still get a first down here. As the clock approaches 2 minutes, Park Rapids still has all 3 timeouts remaining, but they're content to work some clock here. But the Rebels, want to keep that goose egg on the scoreboard. A lot of energy still from the Rebels.
Yeah, there's a girl giving the parents the business with the megaphone down there. It's hilarious.
Pitch out to the right side. Ooh, and losing his footing and getting swarmed under there was the Park Rapids tailback. But he gets the first down, so it'll be first and goal.
I like it. I like seeing fired up kids.
Hurt in the gun. Gets the snap. Looks left. Now gets swarmed under. And wrapped up on the play by Cade Swenson. We'll see if Park Rapids is going to use those timeouts. They're going to let the clock run back up. Must have DGF defense in her fantasy football league.
I think she just wants to see the goose egg stay
Well,
on the
I
board.
get it, but
those are big.
In a lot of fantasy football leagues, that's 4 points or 5 points.
Fantasy football. How to be irritated every Sunday.
Hurt, the keeper. He's got some room into the end zone. Touchdown. Carter Hurts on the 4-yard score.
Nice try by those reserves, putting one together and finally punching one into the end zone with very little time left.
And Hurts with the touchdown with 5.8 seconds to go. Nice run there by Carter Hurt and a nice drive put together by Park Rapids. Hurt will go for 2. Hurt fires right side. It's picked. And that will do it. And that will be the final play of the ballgame. So the Panthers get on the board, but they suffer a 48-6 defeat tonight. And we will come back and wrap things up here from Rebel Stadium on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
do something with your hair?
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
The domestic dog, a relative of the wild wolf, now a gentle, loyal member of your family. And through the good times and the more challenging, we love them no matter what. That's why we feed them the best. Nutrisource is the kind of clean, premium food you'd feed a loyal pet who would follow you to the ends of the earth, even when you don't want them to. Don't just feed your pet, nourish their whole body. Nutrisource, where pet health begins.
Welcome back to Rebels Stadium, where the Rebels earn a 48-6 victory tonight over Park Rapids, improved their mark to 5-0 and 5-0 in the Midwest Red Division tonight as they celebrate homecoming. They got the celebration off early, first with the cross-country team bringing the football to the field, and ever since then it was the Rebels making like the cross-country team and running all over the field tonight.
Yeah, we kind of came in with a suspicion this was going to happen, and Mr. Summers and Leach. What a day for DGF. They didn't have to count on just one guy. They got big contributions from multiple players.
Indeed, they did. Leading the way, starting the scoring was Jordan Summers, a 16-yard touchdown run. He got the 2-point conversion, made it 8-0. Then it was Leach through the air to Nicholas Wally for a 29-yard pitch and catch. The extra point was good by Hayden Hoff, made it 15-0. Then they struck again in the second quarter. Leach finding Brody O'Keefe on a nice pitch and catch, and what a grab that was by O'Keefe in the corner of the end zone.
Kind of tough to see on camera from our angle because it's buried in the back corner, but man, that was a heck of a grab.
That made it 21-0. Their kick was no good, and then it was Jordan Summers with a 4-yard touchdown run, made it 28-0 at the half. Then in the third quarter, it was all Brody Friend. It was his turn to get in the act. He had a 42-yard touchdown run. The extra point was good. He added a 26-yard touchdown run. The kick that time was no good. And then in the fourth quarter, a one more touchdown run. Dylan Bicker off the edge got a nice lead block, and then he was gone. Made it 48-0. And then at the end of the fourth quarter, Park Rapids breaks the shutout, gets on the board with a 4-yard touchdown run by Carter Hurt. That's your scoring tonight here as the Rebels defeat Park Rapids area. Again, Park Rapids area drops to 0-5. DGF improves to 5-0 ahead of that clash with Holly next week. Park Rapids will take on Pelican Rapids.
And I think Rebel players are going to have a little more fun tonight when they see that score from Pequot. I think that's the upset of the northern half of the state, 35-21 Pequot over DL, which gives the district lead to DGF 5-0.
At 5-0, they alone atop of the district, and Pequot Lakes already lost earlier this year to DGF. They're in second place with DL. And DGF and DL, that MEA short week will square off. And that should be an exciting one there.
And they've duked it out the last few years. It's not, I wouldn't give that game to either team, but obviously this team right here with Summers and Leach and the rest of his players, they're all healthy for one, and DL's got some injury problems, and I would not want to be a wounded team coming in to play a fresh Rebel squad, especially on a short break.
Well, we thank you again for tuning in tonight here on the Magnitude Sports Network. For Robert Williams, I'm Jason Groth. The Rebels celebrates homecoming with a 48-6 victory.
Seating has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, and visit our website at magnitudesn.com for a schedule of our upcoming broadcasts.